How is everybody? So excited to be reconnected with everybody tonight. Hit me in the chat. Let me know who's here. As you may or may not know, this is my first live on YouTube, so I'm super excited to get into it tonight. The title is Attracting Masculine Energy. Our topic is making peace with your own masculine energy. So I'm super excited to get into this. I'm going to see really quickly how to view you guys' comments from here. Somebody type hello in the chat so I can see you guys' comments coming up here. I want to get an opportunity to see how this works. Alrighty, right now. Oh, I see Jasmine. Hello. Hey, Jasmine. How are you? How are you? Thank you so much for saying hello and for hanging in tonight, coming in on this conversation. It's going to be so delicious. So delicious. Who else do we have? We've got Shannon. Hey, Shannon. How are you? Miss Fortitude. Greetings. Donna Campbell. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for joining tonight. I'm not going to take up too much time with our intro. I want to get right into it. I want to get right into it with you all tonight. So, you all, if you are, Donna is with Shannon. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Shannon, for inviting a friend. Y'all, if you have not already attended a New Way to Attract Love, or if you have already attended a New Way to Attract Love, we're going to do the New Way to Attract Love again on June 29th. We're going to be teaching that live. If you are not already on the mailing list, go ahead and send us an email and request to be added to the mailing list to loveattractionnow@gmail.com, loveattractionnow@gmail.com. So that way you can always have the latest information on when we're going to do New Way to Attract Love and other live events. Also, of course, you can make sure you're subscribed here to my YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. Please go ahead, if you have the opportunity, go ahead and like this video because it's about to get good. Go ahead and like this conversation for tonight. We are going to get into a conversation about how to attract balanced, healthy, masculine energy. Okay, now this is a really deep topic. We're going to hit it from one aspect tonight, the aspect that we have time to get into it from, okay, which is about making peace with your own masculine energy, okay? So if you're familiar with me at all, with my pages, with my channel, with any of my classes, you know that I teach about attracting love energy based on the laws of attraction. Okay, if you are familiar with the laws of attraction, give me a one in the chat. Give me a one in the chat if you are already familiar with, if you've heard about the laws of attraction. Okay, give me a one in the chat. Okay, Miss Fortitude says yes. All right, awesome. Give me some more ones in the chat. I know Shannon is already familiar with the laws of attraction because Shannon has already taken my class. That is right. Okay. So, since everybody's not saying they're already familiar, hey, Shanae is familiar. Awesome. So, just to briefly review and summarize, the laws of attraction state that we are always attracting people, events, things, and situations that are presenting a matching frequency, that in some regard match our frequency. Okay. We are always attracting matching frequencies. Okay. So keep that in mind throughout our conversation tonight. I want to be showing us a bit about how this is working in our lives. Okay. So the reason I picked this topic tonight about attracting masculine energy is because, as y'all know, in both my businesses, I'm talking to women like all day long. I am an energy healer. I have an energy work studio. I do a lot of energy work virtually, as well as I'm a loctician. Okay, so I'm dealing with women constantly. And one thing I hear women talking about when it comes to relationships is, I don't seem to be attracting this version of masculine energy that I want to attract, right? Which is this traditional um, protector provider archetype, but like a healthy version, like the non-toxic version, right? When you say traditional, you got to be careful because a lot of some traditions have not been healthy, right? But if you can relate to this, give me a one in the chat that, hey, I would like to attract that protector provider archetype, but maybe not so much running into that in my sphere of influence, right? Or my sphere, my dating pool. Give me a one in the chat if that seems to be the case. If this sounds familiar with you, or maybe you've heard your friends say this, where are the masculine men? Where are the protector providers? Right? So this is a really, really big issue. It's a really, really big thing. Um, I'm definitely hearing women say this all the time. If you guys can still hear me, let me know. Say yes in the chat. I just made a change to one of my settings here. I want to make sure you guys can still hear me. Can you still hear me in the chat? Give me a yes. Somebody give me a yes in the chat. Yes, awesome. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, so y'all, here's one of the reasons why, if you desire to attract this type of energy, but you are not attracting that type of energy, you're not attracting masculine energy, you do not find the people, that the potential partners that you are attracting to be masculine enough, right? To be masculine in this way, in these ways, there could be a very good reason that that's not happening. Okay. Now remember, the law of attraction states that we're always attracting matching frequencies, right? So if you are attracting partners for dating that reject their own masculinity, perhaps you are rejecting your own masculine energy. Okay? Now, this messaging that we're about to get into, this information we're about to get into, this is going to seem contrary to a lot of what's out here, and it very well may be. Okay? The reason I say that is because there's so much stuff right now. If you're, on social media often, everybody, there's lots of chatter. The trending chatter says that, women are too masculine, that a lot of women are being accused of being too masculine. Okay? And it is possible that your masculine energy may be out of balance. Perhaps um, you have to work quite a bit, and you are having to live in your masculine energy more often than you would like to, right? For a lot of us, I'm going to say most women nowadays are not, you know, um, in a situation where they don't have to work at all. Okay, we're in situations where we have to work. We have to deploy masculine energy in our daily lives and take care of ourselves. If that's you, put a one in the chat. If that's you, put a one in the chat. And if you find yourself in an energy that's like, ooh, I'm tired. I'm always having to take care of business, business, business. I am having to, I protect myself. I provide for myself. I am responsible for bringing all the order to my own life. I don't have anybody in my life that's doing this for me, allowing me to rest in my feminine energy and feminine flow at all times, in my creativity and in my nurturing energy like I like to. If you don't have that luxury in your life, and that this makes sense to you, yes, give me some ones in the chat, right? So a lot of us, because we're in this predicament, and it's not easy, in this country, it's not easy to just, to make a daily living, to etch out a life for yourself. If you're working, you're likely working hard, right? So many women are, being accused of being too masculine and do feel thrown or forced into the masculine energy because of that, right? So you're hearing a lot of, gurus and, people of that nature, people with podcasts or, men with the microphone saying the women are too masculine. But let's first of all try to let's bring some clarity to what's masculine and feminine energy. Would that be helpful? Would that be helpful? Would y'all like for me to start there? Say yes in the chat. Okay, say yes in the chat. I'm gonna be talking a lot. I'm gonna be throwing these terms around masculine and feminine energy, and I want to make sure that y'all are clear on exactly what I mean. Thank you, Baraka. All right, so when we're talking about feminine energy, we're talking about flow. We're talking about being in flow with allowing yourself to be led by your emotions, allowing yourself to be led by your connection to your own divine guidance, by your spirituality, right? By your nurturing nature. Okay, that is considered feminine energy, right? Being receptive to the energy that's in the environment, right? And not always having to be in business mode all the time, always having to make hard decisions, having to enforce policy, having to be a protector, okay? That protector, provider role, bringing order, having to enforce policy, that is considered masculine energy. Okay, that is considered masculine energy. All right, so I hope that brings some clarity. But I do want to add another layer to that. If you're ready for another layer, say yes in the chat. If that brought clarity and you're ready for another layer, say yes in the chat. If you have a question about this type, go ahead and give me your question. Okay, because I want to make sure that we're clear on the conversation as we get into it. Okay, if that was clear and you're ready for the next layer of this, feminine energy is flow, creativity, nurturing, being in touch with your emotions, your divine guidance. Yes, being led by spirit. Awesome. Okay. Whereas your masculine energy is this protector, provider, and bringing order. Bringing order. Okay. Yes. So the next layer to this is that we all have masculine and feminine energy naturally, as we should. We should. Okay. We should have both feminine and masculine energy, but they have to be in balance. All right. And what I mean by being in balance is if you are a feminine being, which typically a woman is considered a feminine being, right? You are in balance when you're leading with your feminine energy. Okay. And when I mean imbalance, I mean that this flesh body that is woman, right, that has a womb and ovaries, is in the best health when we are primarily housing and able to lead with our femininity. Okay. When we're not having to work hard. Okay. When you're not having to work hard and not having to withstand a certain amount of stress. Okay. A certain type of stress. Okay. That's super important. All right. Now, if you have to withstand a certain type of stress, not what I was trying to do. Y'all, I'm trying to get to another screen so I can make my, never mind. I wanted to see if I could turn on my do not disturb, but it don't look like I can. So hopefully we're not getting disturbed. But when our feminine bodies are holding a certain amount of stress, you will find that your body's giving you cues that you're not healthy, right? You'll start to have irregular cycles. You'll start to have really heavy cycles, and I mean menstrual cycles. Okay, extreme pain with your cycle. You may skip months with your cycle. You may have really severe cramping, right? You may have a really long cycle. It is common nowadays that women have a 5 to 7 day cycle. And I'm using the word common because it's not normal or healthy. That's not healthy. Okay? When we are living a life of ease, right, and eating well, eating very healthy, eating clean, only eating live foods, it's normal to have a cycle that's anywhere from a few hours to only a couple of days. If you like more information on that, you need to look at some of Queen Afua's books. Okay, Heal Thyself. I don't want to say the wrong word, but I don't want to say the wrong title to the book. I think it's not coming to me now. I think one of them is called, but I think one of them is called Heal Thyself. But she's got two very good books out that both talk about women's health. Okay, but it's more healthy, a reflection of health to only have a cycle that's a couple of hours to a couple of days. Whereas most women nowadays, if you have a cycle, if the doctors haven't managed to put you on something that makes you not have a cycle at all, then most women are having a 5 to 7 day cycle. Okay, that is a sign of stress. Also, tumors, polyps, fibroids, all of these type of things. Okay, so balanced feminine energy will reflect a healthy feminine body. Okay, if that makes sense, give me a yes in the chat or give me a thumbs up. Okay, now everybody's telling you, oh, you're way too masculine, but another, I think that one is kind of like an easy, low-hanging fruit type of answer. Okay, another thing that may actually be happening and that I find is happening very, very often is that we are rejecting our own masculine energy. Okay. And though you may be thrown into a state in your life where you're housing more masculine energy than you like to, or even if you're not being thrown into that masculine energy, say you do, live a life of ease where you're able to engage with your creativity on a daily basis, you're able to lead with your emotions. And I know that may sound strange to say because we're so, often told, oh, you can't lead with your emotion, can't lead with your emotion, but you need to pay attention to your emotion. Your emotions are signs, your emotions are directions, your emotions are alarms and alerts telling you when something is wrong or telling you that something feels right. Okay. So we don't need to be programming ourselves to do away with our emotions. We need to take note of our emotions. Okay. Now, the other thing that may be happening is that we are rejecting our masculine energy. We are rejecting our masculine energy. And this happens a lot of time. This can happen whether you're having to work a lot and live a life of ease or not. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, I'm going to go to my notes here. Okay, now as we said, masculine energy represents protection, provision, and bringing order, right? Bringing order into your life. How do we use our own masculine energy? How can we use our own masculine energy? What is an idea of using your masculine energy well, managing it well, accepting your masculine energy versus rejecting your masculine energy? Okay. Now, let's talk about areas of our life that cause us to deploy our masculine energy. Okay. And actually, before we get into that, let's talk about what chakras this has to deal with. Okay. Now, I'm going to make this part quick because not everybody is familiar with the chakra system. And we don't have time to teach the whole chakra system tonight. Okay. But for those who are familiar, especially if you've already taken some of my classes, or if this is something you're interested in studying and you want to look it up, protection, that mode of masculine energy has to do with your root chakra. This has to do with your feelings of safety. Okay, feelings of safety. All right, provision and nurturing. Provision is an aspect of nurturing. This has to do with your sacral chakra. Okay, so and then bringing order, which is a function of masculine energy, has to do with your solar plexus. So that's root, sacral, and solar is the type of blockages we will be talking about if you are experiencing a blockage in which you are rejecting your masculine energy. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? Give me a thumbs up if you are familiar with the root, with the chakra system, and are familiar with what blockages are. Okay. For those who are not familiar, you can look this information up or continue to follow my page. We don't have time to break it all the way down tonight, but we are going to give you some insight in like 2 seconds, okay? But give me a yes if that makes sense. Root chakra has to do with protection and safety. So you may have a root chakra blockage if you're rejecting your own masculine energy, rejecting your ability to protect yourself, rejecting your ability to provide for or nurture yourself would be tantamount to a sacral blockage. And then we've got the function of bringing order into your life, enforcing rules, putting yourself on a schedule, things of that nature. Solar plexus blockage. Okay. Give me a yes if that makes sense. All right. Now, okay. Thank you. Now, if you are wondering, am I rejecting my own masculine energy? I'm going to give you some symptoms, okay? But know as you follow along, why does this make sense when it comes to attracting, masculine energy into your life, or attracting this type of partner, that protector, provider, in order, which goes back to this all this male leadership we keep hearing about, but maybe not experiencing in our lives, right? We hear a lot about it, but we're not experiencing a lot about it, not experiencing a lot of it. That's where the bringing order comes in. We're talking about this because if you are rejecting your own masculine energy, according to the laws of attraction, it will make sense that you are attracting partners that reject their own masculine energy. Okay? I hope you're tracking with me, okay? This is what makes sense. I want you to ask yourself these questions to figure out if you are rejecting your own masculine energy, okay? And I'm going to say up front, these are things I have used to move that needle in my own life, okay? So, protection. When it comes to protection, okay, we want to attract a protector. Ask yourself this question: do you take proper actions, such as boundary setting, to keep yourself safe? Or are you passive in these areas? This could be keeping yourself physically safe. This could have to do with your physical health. This could have to do with your emotional safety, your emotional health. Safeguarding yourself against things that are not physically or emotionally safe for you. Okay, if you find yourself finding it difficult, or really not even registering with you that, oh, I really have to do things to keep myself safe, you shy away from those areas, that is a form of rejecting your own masculine energy. Give me a thumbs up if this makes sense. If you have a question, give me your question. Okay? I want to make sure everybody's with me. This is the first question. Do you take charge in your boundary setting to keep yourself safe? Does that make sense? If so, give me a thumbs up. Okay? That is your responsibility to protect yourself, right? It's just our job to protect ourselves. If we don't, I don't want to use the word aggressively. If we're not warming up to the idea, if we don't feel able to, if we're not taking on the responsibility to protect ourselves, and we're rejecting that job, that responsibility, then we're going to attract that same type of energy. Okay. Awesome. Now, when it comes to providing, Do you take charge in the area of your finances and planning of your financial future? Are you subconsciously telling yourself it will work itself out, or that one day you will have a partner that handles all that for you? Is that a thought in the back of your mind? Are you not going after planning your financial future, securing your financial future? Because somewhere in your mind, you're like, oh, it's going to work itself out. Or one day I'm going to have a partner that's going to do that for me. I've got a question I want to address. How do I not feel awkward when men do acts of service like paying? Excellent question. Excellent question. So at the end, I'm going to give some affirmations. Okay. And that is a form of not being at peace with masculine energy. Okay. That is a form of it. Okay. That is a very good observation, Jasmine. How do you not feel awkward? It depends on the reason that you're feeling awkward. You know, sometimes it's a matter of self-worth, like not feeling like I deserve this. Sometimes it could be a matter of I feel like this person's going to think that I owe them something if they do something for me. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want this person to think that I'm out to use them. And, I'm just here to get things paid for. There could be a myriad of reasons. But um, I want to, if you can narrow down what about it feels awkward to you, that can help. But a lot of times it's just that, it's been put off on us that, oh, you're just here for what you can get. And that's really not what's in your heart. Or if you're just not accustomed to being well taken care of and having someone cater to you. I want to encourage you to do more catering to yourself to become comfortable with that. Okay. Because what we're really talking about tonight is utilizing your own masculine energy in a healthy way, in a balanced way, so that when someone else comes around and they have that healthy masculine energy and they're using that healthy masculine energy to take care of you, to be kind to you, right? To do an act of service for you, that should feel familiar, right? If you're already using your own masculine energy to provide for yourself, like we're talking about now, that question is right in line with what we're talking about. You're paying for things for yourself. You're stepping up to the plate in your own personal life and saying, you know what? I'm going to make sure I do X, Y, Z to earn X, Y, Z. And then I'm going to utilize my resources to treat myself. And I'm going to treat myself well. Then when someone else is treating you well, that type of energy coming your way will begin to feel more and more familiar and less awkward. Okay, let me know if that makes sense. If so, give me a thumbs up. Okay, but that is an excellent question. Please let me know if that answer helped you. Okay, but that's exactly what we're talking about. Okay, because if you are a person who, I'm not saying you in particular, but if any person is utilizing all their own resources to take care of someone else, to take care of other people, always, absolutely. I'm glad that helped you. You're so very welcome. Thank you for being here. If you're utilizing all your resources towards others, and that's your financial resources, your energy, your time, your mental energy, right? Your ideas. If you're giving all that away, when someone is finally giving to you, that can feel awkward. Okay. And for most women, that's actually what we're doing, is giving it all away, because we've been trained and been programmed that giving it all away is the way that you that's the only way to hold value in the lives of others. Okay. So I'm so glad that you are able to recognize that that is right on point what we're talking about tonight. So I'm glad that helped. We're going to move on. So the next question that we have on here is, do you feel worthy of the best physical environment that you know you are capable of providing for yourself. This can include a clean and secure home, secure employment, clean and secure transportation. Are you accepting of your own responsibility in these areas? Providing the best environment for yourself. Okay. This could even have to do with, like, say you're traveling, you're planning a trip. Okay. Spending a little extra to get a nicer place, to get a nicer place to stay, a nicer Airbnb, a nicer hotel, paying a little more or putting more effort into finding a better deal, scheduling out further in advance so that you have, so that it's able to, so that you're able to, plan a better trip for yourself, providing the best environment, only accepting the best, right? Providing the best for yourself. That is a good use, a great use of your masculine energy. Okay. So if you shy away from providing for yourself, when someone else tries to provide for you, that's going to feel awkward. When you embrace providing the best for yourself, now your energy is sending out the signal that I only accept the best. I am worthy of the best, right? I am worthy of being provided for, right? So then at that point, you begin attracting masculine energy outwardly in your external world. You're going to begin to attract that energy that reflects that. When you're treating yourself that way, you begin to attract those that will also treat you that way. Okay? If that makes sense, give me some thumbs up in the chat. Okay? Now, the next one, another question you can ask yourself, and this is under provision, okay? But it could also fit under protection. Do you feel worthy of sexual and sensual pleasure? Do you take actions to protect and provide your own sensual and sexual pleasure? Okay, y'all, we're dealing with the sacral chakra here. This is your womb space. Okay, but because we're talking sexual, it also has to do with your root. Your energies overlap. Okay, these energy centers overlap, and the energies of your energy centers overlap. Okay, so we're talking sensual and sexual now. Okay, now a lot of times, this is really changing at large in society. This is really changing. But depending on how you were raised, how and when you were raised, you may still find it difficult to speak up for your own sensual and sexual pleasure, or to even express that need, right? Do you take actions to protect and provide your own sexual and sensual pleasure? That's important. I couldn't leave that out, okay? Because many of us are still not comfortable with the idea that this is important and it's an important part of life, okay? So please include that, okay? You have to be able to recognize the importance of your sensual and sexual pleasure. And if you're engaging in sensual and sexual activities with others, you got to be able to express, hey, here's what I want and here's what I need. Because that is an important part of life and it's an important part of who you are. And if you're going to be engaging with another person, then you deserve to receive pleasure just as much as you seek to give pleasure. Okay? Many of us have been programmed that sexually and it, just like other areas of our lives, that we are not our own. We do not belong to ourselves. And that's another resource that we just give away without fully embracing your responsibility to yourself, right? And how you should be benefiting, right? If this makes sense, give me a thumbs up, okay? If we have questions, please give me a question. If you have a question, please type your question. I will address it, okay? Other than that, we're going to move on. Okay, bringing order, enforcing policy, right? Organizing, planning, those type of activities is an aspect of masculine energy. In your own life, do you embrace organizing, planning, applying foresight, taking charge, and other necessary actions to execute plans in matters that are pertaining to your personal ambition and goals? We're not talking about at work, because at work, at work, we have to, right? And women, we tend to be great organizers, great planners. We have a lot of foresight, but are we using those abilities to our own benefit, to our own personal benefit, as much as we exert those energies for other people's benefits? Hey, Janice. It's good to see you, hun. But are we utilizing those abilities of organization, planning, and taking charge for our own benefit, as much as we allow others to benefit from that, right? So that is an aspect of masculine energy. That is a function of masculine energy. Are we embracing that and harnessing that energy for ourselves? If we become passive when it comes to using those energies to protect ourselves, using those skills for our own benefit, then we can expect to attract partners that also, rejects that rejects that aspect of their own masculine energy. So if you're wanting a partner that has leadership qualities, don't shy away from your own leadership qualities. Now, this really is where we're going to get into stuff that sounds so contrary to what's being said out here popularly. Have y'all heard this, what I'm talking about on social media, where people are saying, oh, women are so masculine and yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. You can't, you ain't getting a masculine man because you too masculine and all this stuff. Have y'all heard that? Tell me yes in the chat. Give me a thumbs up if you've heard this kind of talk. We're constantly being told, oh, you're too masculine, you're too masculine. What does that mean? Well, here's where we need to recognize that masculinity, a lot of times when people are saying masculine, they're really talking about toxicity, a level of toxicity. Okay. Being forceful is toxic masculinity. Okay. You do not, a lot of times what they're talking about is women who are forceful. Okay. And yes, it's true that if you're being forceful or manipulative, I don't care how long your hair is, how long your lashes are, how long your nails are, how beat your face is, that's masculine. Okay. But it's not divine masculinity. That is toxic masculinity. Okay. Being manipulative and being forceful. Okay. That is toxic. Okay. And that type of energy, with that type of energy, yes, you could attract someone who's very passive, or you could also attract someone who also seeks to manipulate and control you. Okay. You can mess around and attract somebody that's like even more manipulative than you are. That's a better manipulator. Okay. So that's really what we hear people talking about. That all the women are too masculine. No, you can't, you don't let me, and you don't let me, and you don't let me. But I even find that language to be paradoxical. That's a paradox. It doesn't make any sense to me to hear somebody say, you got to let me lead. Because if I let you lead, are you leading? That's my question. It's like if we play basketball and I let you win, did you really beat me? Are you a better basketball player than me? Leaders are out front. Leaders are already out front. Leaders are already doing the right thing. Okay. And I grew up with hearing it saying that you command respect. You don't demand respect. You command respect, not demand respect, right? Respect is commanded, not demanded, was the saying, right? So the way that we conduct ourselves and conduct our own lives, if we are embracing our ability to organize and plan and lead, someone who is secure in their masculinity and utilizing divine masculinity, that is masculinity that is balanced and that is being utilized for your highest good, that person's not going to have a problem with you being a leader in your own life, organizing and planning and, taking charge in your own life. When you're doing that in a healthy and balanced way, that's not a problem for a secure man. Okay? So, turning our focus inward is one of the best things that we can do. Okay? And that's why, y'all, if this is making sense, give me a thumbs up, give me some green hearts in the chat. Give me some hearts in the chat. If this is making sense. Okay? But this is why you all, I'm sure many of y'all have heard about the decenter men movement. Okay? Y'all not gonna hear me, beating up on them, even though I talk about love and attracting love all the time. I love to talk about love. I love to talk about love. But you're not gonna hear me talking about, why they decenter men. I'm not gonna beat up on them because I'm not here to beat up on anybody, but I don't disagree with the idea. But I want us to, if you're going to decenter men, meaning not making your whole life surrounding the idea of attracting a man, I think it's brilliant. No, I don't think your whole life needs to be centered around attracting a man. I think our lives need to be centered around creating the best version of us. And the best version of us will attract the best partner. That's just how that works. Okay? Because if your whole life is about attracting this man and your whole life is outwardly focused, guess where you're empty? Inwardly. Right? And then what will you attract? Emptiness. An empty man. Who wants that? Nobody wants an empty man that has not invested in himself. Who wants an empty partner that does not have substance? Right? That's where you're going to be heavily attracting those men that reject these roles of provider, protector, in bringing order, that leadership that we hear so much about, but rarely experience. Y'all, does it seem like I'm throwing shade when I say that? I'm talking about what I hear. I'm just talking about what I hear. I'm just being real about what I hear from other women. Okay. But if y'all know what I'm talking about, give me some more hearts in the chat. We hear about it, but do you get to experience it? Good question. Okay. So, y'all, if you have questions about any of this, if anybody is, wanting a mini reading, now's the time to throw out your questions. Tell me what's going on with you. I don't know if this works like Instagram where you can request to come on camera. I would hope so. If I see something like that pop up here, I'll accept your request. But does anybody have a question? I want you to throw out your questions before we get into some affirmations. Okay, I want to give you guys some affirmations that will help you to transmute these blockages or clear these blockages If you are experiencing blockages, like the one that Jasmine mentioned, feeling awkward when somebody does something for you. We got to be doing some wonderful things, treating ourselves well, okay? And what we're really talking about, guys, still go ahead and give me your questions. If you have questions, you can type your questions while I'm still talking to you here. But what we're talking about is the idea that we can balance, we're truly arranging the energy of our chakras into the formation that we need them to be in to serve us well, right? To serve us well. You know, it's like we want to utilize our own energies to serve our own highest good. And when we are focused on this, and this is a way of life for us, it no longer feels strange to have potential partners or even friends and family members come around and treat us well. When we put ourselves on the back burner, we attract other people that put us on the back burner. And the people who are already in our lives, not just new attractions, right? But the people that's already in our lives will be putting us on the back burner when we're putting ourselves on the back burner, right? But when we begin to prioritize ourselves and treat ourselves well as we treat others well, then the people in our lives will start to prioritize us more as well and begin to match that energy. And yes, I'm talking about seeing a change in other people. Because what begins to happen is that as your energy changes, as you heal yourself, right? As you begin to make these decisions to treat yourself better, that's part of your healing process. And as you heal, people in your sphere catch the overflow of your healing. When you show up differently, they now have an opportunity to show up differently as well, right? When you begin to prioritize yourself, they can either encourage you in that, and they can go along with that, they can assist you with that, or they can back away. So if they do not choose to acclimate, if your energy is going here, your vibration is going here, and they do not decide to acclimate to match that energy, what begins to form is called a vibrational gap. A vibrational gap. Okay? And that person will vibrate right on out of your life. People will start to disappear. It can be a side effect of treating yourself better. And you have to be willing to allow that to happen. Okay? If you want to live, a healthier life. If you want to experience a different life. It's not for us to go back and pick up old habits or to say, oh, no, I was tripping. I don't, I'm not going to prioritize myself. It's all about you. Just to keep people in our lives who don't want to see us happy. And if you just allow the healing to flow into your life, people will naturally, those who do not belong in your sphere, will just drift right on out. They'll drift right on out. Just notice those people don't come around. If you have a question or comment, go ahead and give me your question. Okay? Does anyone have questions about how this is affecting, how this may be showing up in their life, or how to change this before I give some affirmations? Thank you. I see your comment. Donna. Yes. So am I. And this is something, all of the things that I share with y'all is stuff I have experimented with in my own life. When I say these are things I'm doing to move the needle, I do these things for myself internally, right? Addressing certain energy blockages, things that I notice in my life, prioritizing myself, and even I've had to get to a point in my life where, because I noticed not only was I a person that was utilizing my resources to highly benefit everyone else more than myself, I was not able to ask for help if I needed help. Everybody needs some sort of help at some point in their life. If you have a child, you may need a babysitter. If you have a dog, you may need a dog sitter. If um, you got bills, you may need some money. If you work, you may need somebody to refer you for a job, or a reference for your resume, anything. I didn't have it within me to ask anybody for anything. It's like I expected myself to be able to do everything on my own. Okay, I see Building You says definitely experiencing a lot of this. If you have a question, give me your question. But a lot of times we don't expect for people to give to us, but we give all of ourselves away, all of our energy, all of our resources, all of our ideas, everything. We give it all away, right? That's not healthy. Everything can't all go one way, because then you're going to be emitting energy that says, I'm only worthy of giving. I'm not worthy of receiving. I'm not open to receiving. So then you're not attracting people into your energetic field, your atmosphere, into your life, into your daily life, that are willing to pour into you. But when you pour into yourself, when you redirect that energy back to yourself, and I'm not saying never do anything for anybody. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that when you give from a place, give from a full cup, not an empty cup. Right? Give from a place of, I have taken care of me first today. And you will soon find that you have abundance in your life. You have enough to go around. You have enough energy to also give to others freely. Right? And then your energy is saying, hey, I am pouring into me. I am taking care of me. I am worthy of being poured into and taken care of. And you begin to experience a different version of yourself. There's somebody I like to watch on YouTube named Erin Lyons. Her channel is Erin Lyons TV. Some of y'all may know who she is. And I like to give people credit when I quote them. I'm about to quote her, so that's why I'm bringing her up. She said one day, if you want to experience a different version of someone else, experience a different version of yourself. I thought that was genius. I tried it immediately. I tried it immediately because I don't believe in manipulating other people. But, there are times in your life where you're like, oh, I sure would like to experience a different version of someone else. Well, I experienced a different version of myself. I started to treat myself the way I wished that person would handle me. And guess what? It changed. It changed. And a lot of times doing these types of practices can allow you to see whether or not someone that you're dealing with, someone that you're dating, or even in a friendship with, is this a person I need to just like, do I need to end this friendship or relationship? Or do I just need to, when you change your behavior, that other person will acclimate if they belong in your life. And there's even another scientific law. One of the laws of attraction states that the highest vibration wins the day, so to speak. Okay, so when you are vibrating here, other vibrations must either match your vibration or like disintegrate. Okay, other frequencies must match that higher vibration. And that's why you notice, like, I'm gonna use a salon setting for an example. Say everybody's sitting around a room in a salon having a really not a negative conversation, and someone walks in with really high energy, okay, and it's really really positive, and oh, wonderful day, yada yada, how's everybody, oh, blah 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 blah, I'm so grateful for this and this and that today. The conversation will change. One person can walk into a room of negative gossiping people and change the whole vibration in the room, and everybody starts to, well, yeah, you know what, girl, XYZ, this good thing happened for me today too. Okay. So that is also scientific in nature. Okay, so raise your own vibration when you want to experience higher vibrations from someone else. Okay, I'm going to give some affirmations. I'm not getting questions, but I am getting um, confirmations and affirmations, and I appreciate it. So I'm going to give you guys some affirmations pertaining to divine masculine energy. Okay, and I included a couple for each of the chakras that I mentioned: your root, solar, and sacral. Root, root, sacral, and solar, to say them, to name them in order. Okay, absolutely. You're so very welcome. And affirmations, if anyone doesn't know, is something that you can say to yourself. I like to say them out loud. I find them most effective when I say them out loud, okay? Because there is magic in speaking something out loud, because what you speak, you also hear. Yes, you are talking to yourself, and it's actually a good thing, okay? You are talking to your subconscious mind, okay? And we want to make peace with our own divine masculine energy. We're talking about being intentional with how we use our own masculine energy in our own lives as a means of embracing our own masculine energy, and therefore attracting those who embrace their masculine energy. Okay. Okay. So, our divine masculine energy affirmations for root, sacral, and solar blockages. I'm going to encourage you to follow along. You can always replay this and write them down later. But I want you, when you use these, go ahead and make some of your own. Okay. I want you to think about the questions that I gave you, journal some answers to those questions, and then use these divine masculine energy affirmations and come up with your own that match what you discovered in your journaling about how and why are you maybe rejecting some of your own masculine energy, some of the functions of your own masculine energy. Sometimes just like, oh, I just can't believe it's not somebody here to do this for me. I always thought by at this point, at this time in my life, I would have somebody here doing this for me. If you're rejecting your ability to do it for yourself, then your energy is not saying, I am worthy of this. Okay. So I'm going to give these affirmations, and I want you to follow along, copy them down later, and then come up with some of your own as well. Okay. Number one, I protect my highest good at all times and at all costs. I protect my highest good at all times and at all costs. Repeat that after me and notice the feelings that you feel in your body. This should conjure your inner warrior, this affirmation. I protect my highest good at all times and at all costs. Somebody tell me, where do you feel that in your body when you say that? When you repeat that? I protect my highest good at all times and at all costs. Where do you feel that in your body? I want you to notice. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Repeat this after me and tell me where you feel this in your body. Okay. You tell me where you feel it, and I'll give you a corresponding chakra. Okay. I am here to save me. I come to my own rescue. Okay. Donna said for that first one, I felt that in my heart. Yes. Your heart, that heart chakra deals with compassion, love and compassion for your own self. And in order to protect your highest good, you got to have some love. You're sending love into the future for yourself, right? I protect my own highest good at all times and all costs. That's sending love and compassion into the future for yourself. You're protecting your future with that one. Okay, so let's go back to the second one we had. I am here to save me. I come to my own rescue. Say that And notice, where do you feel that in your body? I am here to save me. I come to my own rescue. Where do you feel that in your body? Let's take some deep breaths. This may be difficult for those of us who have been programmed to think that someone's coming to rescue you. Someone's on the way to save you. Head. Someone said head. I feel that in my head. This is reprogramming your thought processes. You may have been programmed to think that you need to be rescued. This is reprogramming thought processes. This is deep work, you guys. Okay, Miss Fortitude says, in my stomach, in my gut, that is the solar plexus that we're talking about. That's that solar plexus chakra that we're talking about. Self-worth is one of the things that we deal with in our solar plexus energy. Okay. Donna said, in my heart again. Yes. Yes. Let's go to the next one. And you guys, a good practice is to place one hand over your heart and one over your solar plexus if you want to, or you can place both your hands on your thighs. Just place your palms down on your thigh. Relax your body. If you're able to, just to get the best read on where you feel these energies in your body, sit up straight. Let both of your feet make connection with the floor. Or you can sit with your legs crossed and you're letting your bottom sitting in the chair be the point of connection, be your point of grounding. But definitely sit up straight. Sit with your chin parallel to the floor. I should have gave you guys those instructions in the beginning. Sit up straight. This is going to allow your energies, if you really want to follow this process, allow your energies to flow freely up and down your spine. You can really notice where you feel this in your body. The next one, okay? My divine masculine energy is one of my greatest assets, foundational for my survival. Let's say that again. My divine masculine energy is one of my greatest assets, foundational for my survival. Where do we feel that in our bodies? My divine masculine energy is one of my greatest assets, foundational for my survival. Shanae feels it in her heart space. Someone else tell me, where do you feel that in your body? I feel that one in my heart as well. And love and compassion towards our own masculine energy helps us to have more love and compassion for our masculine counterparts. If you have a masculine partner and you have difficulty giving that masculine partner love and compassion, you may be one of these people that's of the mindset that, masculinity means not having feelings, never being afraid, never being hurt, never feeling lost. It may be difficult to have compassion. But when you have compassion toward your own masculine side, less judgment towards your own masculine side, you begin to have less judgment externally for those masculine characters in your life. Donna says, in my head. This is reprogramming deep thought processes, constructs. Okay. Let's breathe it out, you guys. We've only got two more. Let's continue deep breaths and say these affirmations after me. One more. We'll do one more right now, then we'll do another one. My divine masculine energy protects, and provides my sexual and sensual satisfaction. Got a little juicy, y'all. Got a little steamy there. Let's say it again. My divine masculine energy protects and provides my sexual and sensual satisfaction. Where do we feel that in our bodies? If you feel that in your root chakra, which is deep into your pelvis, it does deal with the energy of your genitalia. If you feel that there, that is normal. If you feel it in your womb space, deep into your hips, in your pelvis, for women, that's the womb space. Okay, then that's dealing with the sacral. That's more speaking to the sensual versus the sexual. Donna says, in my tummy. Okay, if it's truly your tummy, it's in your digestive tummy, your stomach, that's solar. Okay, that has to do with taking charge of that situation, that providing and protecting your sensual and sexual satisfaction. Okay, for those of us who truly feel that in our solar, it may be that we've been told that our sensual and sexual satisfaction was not important, and that we truly have to provide and protect that for ourselves and say, hold on, no, I'm safeguarding this because it is important. It is important. And it's my job. I realize and I recognize that if I don't safeguard that, it won't be safeguarded. Okay. Deep breaths as we go into our last affirmation. Let's check back in, make sure our spine is straight. Make sure our chin is level to the floor, parallel to the floor. Allowing for the best free flow of energy. Last affirmation before we close out. My divine masculine energy organizes and executes my plan. My divine masculine energy organizes and executes my plans. Where do we feel that in our body? My divine masculine energy organizes and executes my plans. Notice where you feel that in your body. I really want to encourage you all to replay this, play this back, write these down, create your own as you replay and write down those questions I asked you to ask yourself earlier, which I'm going to give them again really, really quickly here at the end of the video. Shannon says she feels it in her stomach. Yes, that's very appropriate for that last affirmation. That's solar plexus energy, organizing and executing. That's that get her done energy. Okay. I encourage you guys to journal about this, explore these topics for yourself. Ask yourself, what are the functions in my life that I need to call upon my divine masculine energy to do? What are the functions I need to call my masculine energy for? Personally, my busiest times of the week where I'm with clients all day, with the majority of my days spent with clients, is Monday through Thursday. So Thursday nights, I literally have an alarm set. I'm going to tell y'all how serious this is for me. I literally have an alarm set for Thursday nights. And I have a meditation that I do where I call upon my feminine energy to just completely take over and allow my masculine energy to recede, because beyond Thursday evening, I'm not in a role over the weekend that causes me to have to do a lot of enforcing of policy. Okay? I'm less in that type of energy. Now, come Sunday night or Monday morning, I now do it Monday morning. I used to do it Sunday night, but I don't even want to sleep in that masculine energy at this point in my life. I want to spend as little time there as possible. So I'll wait till Monday morning, and I do a meditation to call my masculine energy online and I speak to my masculine energy and ask my masculine energy to do my bidding for me, to execute my tasks for me, to hit my goals for me. Okay? Absolutely. You're so very welcome. But you have the ability to call online any energy that you need at any time within your body when you are familiar with and when you are intentional about executing what needs to be executed at any given time. Okay? So, real quick, I'm going to run through these questions real quick. And then we're going to close out unless somebody has a really quick question. You guys, please go ahead and give me a like. Okay, and when we're done, please share this video. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and turn on your notifications. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday night at the same time. Okay, real quick, I'm going to run through these questions. Protection: do you take proper actions such as boundary setting to keep yourself safe, or are you passive in these areas? Physical health and safety, emotional safety. Are you passive in your responsibilities here? Provision: do you take charge in your finances and planning of your financial future? Are you subconsciously telling yourself it will work itself out, or that one day you're going to have a partner that handles that for you? But if you don't find yourself in trouble. Do you feel worthy of the best physical environment you are capable of providing for yourself? The best physical environment you know you're capable of providing for yourself. This can include a clean and secure home, secure employment, clean and secure transportation. Are you accepting of your own responsibility in these areas? Responsibility, your ability to respond in these areas is what I'm talking about. Your ability to respond to your own needs in these areas. Responsibility. Okay. Do you feel worthy of sexual and sensual pleasure? Do you take action to protect and provide your own sexual and sensual pleasure? Do you organize, plan, and apply foresight, take charge of, and other necessary actions to execute plans and matters that are pertaining to your personal ambition and goals to the best of your ability? Okay. And many of us shy away from this part because it requires that we use our throat chakra, okay, which is commonly out of balance, if not completely blocked in women. Okay, we're going to talk about this more next week. For many of us, you shy away from being seen and heard by others, which in turn prevents you from truly being seen and heard by yourself. I'm going to say that again. For many of us, we shy away from being seen and heard by others, which in turn prevents us from being truly seen and heard by our own selves. If that makes sense, give me some thumbs up. That's what we're going to talk about next week. Okay, next week, we're going to dig into fear of your own power, which is a big one. Fear of your own power. Okay, we're going to dig into that next time. Okay, so thank you. I love you guys. Thank you, Love Magnets. It's so wonderful to connect with you all as always. Please share, please like, subscribe. I want to continue to use this platform to inform people, to share information, and help everybody to improve their lives, improve the experience that you're having in your life, and to attract the love and the life that you truly desire. Hello, Blue Lotus. All right, you all. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. If you're not already on my email list, go ahead and email me at loveattractionnow@gmail.com. Peace.